Good evening, and welcome to another edition of Kim's Corner. I'm Kim Brown, your host, and today I'm here with Benedict Guerrier.
Hello.
And he is the proprietor of Le Rouge, which is a nice restaurant and bar downtown Newark, Broad Street. So let's hear how you got started with your business. What made you come up with this concept of Rouge?
Well, La Rouge is a French name. I am of Haitian descent. La Rouge came about because it's part of my total plan as far as reconstruction, urban communities. Started out with housing and renovating multifamilies, preferably two and three families. And I ventured off into doing a school called Rouge Institute, and then naturally the next thing that came into place was entertainment and eateries, and that's how I came about with La Rouge Restaurant Lounge. It's a hub for everybody in the community. We do things like fashion shows here, live music, comedy shows, and just some nice mixers and things like that.
Okay, so people can come and they can rent the place for private events?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You open during the week?
Yes. So right now we're open for happy hour from 5 to about 11, and then on the weekends we're open to about 2 a.m.
What's your cuisine like? What do you serve? Because usually I should have a big plate of food in front of me right now, but what do you serve?
Would you like a big plate of food?
No, it's all right.
We serve American food with a Caribbean, or you would say with like a Louisiana twist to it.
Okay.
Burgers, sliders, wings, Cajun pastas, things of that nature. And then based on what the community wants, we add or take off things off the menu.
Okay. How did you get into real estate though?
I got into real estate because in 2005, I was given a severance package when I lived in California. And,
you lived on the West Coast?
Yeah, I lived on the West Coast.
Okay.
I learned business and came
West
back
Coast.
home. After following
Okay.
the Bloomberg election, I knew Newark was the next stop. Newark is the place to be. I tell people all the time.
You think so?
Oh, I know so.
I think it used to be. I'm kind of disappointed with it now.
No, don't
I'm
be
looking
disappointed.
for a way out.
No.
O-U-T, out.
I'm about to bring you back in. So what happened was I was following the Bloomberg election, and when he won his third term, or on his way to win his third term, I knew that Newark was going to be the next hot stop. Jersey City and Hoboken was a little saturated, and I'm not from Newark. I'm from Orange, but it's a neighboring town, and I saw the things that was going on as far as the Prudential and all of the plans that they had for it, and so I just started investing. I started buying one house, and one house turned into two turned into four, and then ever since then I've been doing about 30 houses a year.
Okay.
So that's it.
Oh, so you're going to be the next Kim's Corner sponsor.
I don't have a problem with that.
Now, how hard was it to start a business like this? Is this the first time you ever had a restaurant business? Because I meet a lot of people, and they always think restaurants and bars, and they think money, 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 money. What's the struggle in opening this type of business? Because housing is different, because everybody needs a place to live.
Definitely.
So, what's the difference?
I would say the hardest part is probably being able to stick with it, and even throughout the hard times. Sometimes people have less money and more passion, and they do better than those with a bunch of money with less passion. It's something that I wanted to do, not necessarily because I was counting my money off the bar and liquor sales, but really just because I got so busy that I didn't have any time to go out and network anymore. So I wanted to almost bring the networking to me. And most of my money is really made from other businesses that spawn through wonderful conversations like this. And so that way...
even your real estate.
Right, absolutely. So this is really just a catalyst, for me to market and advertise, and that's pretty much it. But I will say it's a business that if you're not ready for, don't get into it, because it's very time consuming on yourself. But I love it. It's been good to me so far. I've been here for about a year.
I was getting ready to ask you, how long have you been here?
I've been here about a year, and hopefully it's one of many. I plan on doing La Bleu, La Jaune, which is all different colors in the French language. And I want to be a franchise.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
So you want to take this to other towns?
No, it's other towns, it's other
Other
states.
states?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it's just it's whole. And I plan to take my economic and development plan throughout all of urban cities. You know, but Newark is really just my first stop. You know, like I said, from housing, education, employment, food consumption, entertainment, vehicle transportation, and you know, I'm working on banking. So
Okay,
I'm excited
yeah.
about
How
that.
hard was it for you to get money when you go into this type of business?
Well, I felt a lot of barriers and a lot of closed doors. So I kind of I funded myself through my real estate endeavors, and definitely had some good partners that wasn't there for me as far as financially, but they were definitely there for me as far as putting the paperwork together, and some lend hands as far as the labor and, you know, managing the place. So definitely.
So you said you did a school also?
Yes, Regal Institute.
Where is that?
Regal Institute was in the same building that La Rouge is in on the other side.
Okay. Is it still
No,
operating?
it's not operating right now. I took a year off just because I'm working on being accredited to offer FAFSA and Pell Grants, because the school business is another monster on its own. But it's something that I'm passionate about, because I'm a strong believer in education rather than schooling.
So what is it? This training programs?
Yeah,
that
it's
people
training
go through?
programs from marketing to hospitality to you know, you can get things like anger management, alcohol, substance abuse counseling, how to run a 501c3, how to run a corporation. So there's a lot of courses, and then there's a lot of enrichment programs too. But when the accreditation process happens, I plan to offer all building classes as far as electrical, plumbing, framing, masonry.
Skills.
Yes.
Because people need skills.
People need
If they don't
skills.
have those skills, and they don't really teach those schools. Even I noticed in the public school system, and they have these schools called vocational schools, but they're not doing auto mechanics in there.
Absolutely.
They're not doing culinary arts in there. Sewing. The girls don't know how to sew. They don't know how to cook. They can't boil water. You know, just basic skills aren't even being taught anymore.
Absolutely, and that's something that our community definitely needs. Especially, you know, Newark is under total renovation. It's a Renaissance city, so, you know, what better way to rebuild the people in the community to also rebuild, you know, the community itself, giving everybody a sense of self-worth and bringing back the city to the glory that it once had.
Yeah, I don't know. I have my doubts about Newark now. You're talking about being a Renaissance city, and everybody says that, and it says Newark is coming back, Newark is coming back. But like Jersey City beat us to it. You know, Hoboken, Weehawken, and like Hoboken. I wouldn't even go to Hoboken in Jersey City because it used to skeeve me. I shouldn't say that, but it did, you know, years ago. And it seemed like they built up the waterfront, and things just took off. And Newark, being the largest city in the state of New Jersey, and a lot of things that went on at Newark, it seemed like Newark would be at a different place by now.
Well, I mean, I would say that it's no one person or no one group of people that's going to bring it back. It has to be something that the community itself wants. I mean, from things as simple as not littering, you know, things as simple as, you know, helping someone cross the street. I mean, I find that this city, a lot of people are angry and wanting help, you know, from, you know, outside entities, when they themselves have an ability to help themselves. You know, me, like I said.
Well, they have to get educated, you know, and they have to get some kind of skills, because there's a big job factor here in Newark. A lot of people don't have jobs. And in the state of New Jersey as a whole, because I think the unemployment rate in the state of New Jersey was higher than the national average.
Well, me not even having a college diploma and, you know, struggling through high school, I'm not a big fan of jobs. Jobs to me are just a 3-letter acronym, just over broke, jerked out of bed and juggling over bills.
I like that. Say that again.
I believe in working for yourself.
But see, everybody's not going to be an entrepreneur. They don't.
No, not
have
everybody's
that.
going to be an entrepreneur,
But they should be.
But everybody
I
is.
think they should be.
Everybody is, and somehow an entrepreneur. They're just not using it in the right way. For example, with social media, everybody's in marketing. What are you marketing though? What are you marketing to the public?
They're marketing a lot of BS on there. That's what they're doing. Instead of getting something to really market, they market market a lot of BS.
Absolutely. And so with that,
When they could be doing something where they could be actually generating some money.
absolutely, absolutely. You know, simple things as educating yourself. Any subject that you want to learn about, you don't even need to go to school. And it's funny that I would be saying that in the business of
Well, a
schooling.
lot of people who have become some of our most successful people did not finish school.
That's why I said I'm a fan of education, not schooling. And people have to learn
And they're
for
not
themselves.
educating them now anyway. They just tell them to go how to take a test.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's it. That's all they're doing now is about testing. It is not about education, because education itself in Newark, I know, has become a corporation.
Definitely.
You know, so.
And it has to start from home. I mean, if parents aren't going to educate themselves enough, you ask the average parent, they themselves don't know the 3rd grade homework that's coming home, or the 5th grade homework. And, you know, when a child is asking the parent, hey, can you do this, can you do that for me? You know, they're either watching Scandal, or they're watching Empire, or they're watching all of these other shows. And sometimes...
And all the non-reality shows, which aren't really real because they're scripted.
Absolutely. You know, so, you know, to me...
Garbage.
It's up to the individual to want to do better. And if the individual wants to do better, then our community would want to do better.
Because it will help the community grow.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, you know, you wouldn't want to see trash on the street. You wouldn't want to see blighted pieces of property. I mean, for example, it's only in urban communities that any corporation can come and start digging into the ground, and no one's going to ask about it. We don't know what's going on in our water system. You know, we don't know about kickbacks from, you know, our public service bills. None of us are trying to get you know, alternative energy like solar panels, you know, to cut down on your bills. I mean, we live in a very, I would say, a microwave state of mind, in the sense that we want everything instantly. We want somebody to always do it for us. And nothing was more prevalent to that besides Hurricane Sandy. When Hurricane Sandy happened, we really saw how ill prepared we were. You know, a lot of people died from carbon monoxide poisoning just because they didn't know where or how to operate a generator. And when things like that happen, you know, in the black community, it's just shocking. We don't know about geothermal. We don't know about how to get rid of our waste. We're always talking about, oh, we want this, we want that. But how many of us are really doing the necessary training, you know, to be able to survive, you know, even 2 weeks? If the city workers went on strike, you know, as bad as we talk about the city workers, and no one is there to pick up the trash, what would we do? You know, so again, like I said, I believe in doing for self, and then after that, you go ahead and do for your community.
Okay, and on that note, we're going to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Hey, better watch Kim Corner. Don't you touch that down.
Hello?
Hey girl, what's up? I'm about to go out. Do you want to go?
Girl, I just got home and there's so much laundry, I haven't a thing to wear.
Why not call H&H? They'll pick up your laundry for free.
Really?
Really, Lonnie? H&H offers free pickup and delivery services for all your laundry and dry cleaning needs. H&H provides free transportation to one of our 2 clean, comfortable, state-of-the-art locations. Let H&H make your life easier by handling all your laundry and dry cleaning needs. There are 2 convenient locations near you.
Tasty, delicious, mouth-watering. Butter and Cream Bakery, the home of the original bean pie, 100% natural. No additives, no preservatives. Amazingly delicious. The best bean pie in town, 44A 4th Avenue, East Orange, New Jersey.
And welcome back, and I'm here with Benedict Guerrier. He is the owner of Rouge Restaurant and Bar Nightclub in downtown Newark. So when I left, we were talking about people not being prepared when Sandy came and the things that happened. And now it was just funny because it was just something in the news about that, because some people still haven't had their homes rebuilt, especially in the shore area. And now the electrical company down there wants them to pay for the poles outside or something,
Right.
the electricity, and people have been getting bills for like $10, $15, and $20,000 because they want these people to pay for it, and half of them haven't even gotten their homes built yet.
Right.
And I don't know what happened to some of that money, whether what Christie did with it or whatever, or how come these people haven't been funded yet. So, Sandy, we're still
You're
a lot of
suffering,
people
yes.
still suffering
Absolutely.
from
Absolutely.
Sandy.
Absolutely. And my heart goes out to those families. And hopefully soon the government and themselves do something about it.
The government, we need to do something where we can start taking care of each other.
Yeah, definitely. I think if people really realize that we the people are the government and stop making the government something outside of yourself, then the world would be, or at least for the United States, would be ran a whole lot better. Too many times I feel that people think that a Democrat or Republican is just like some big boogie monster, when in all actuality, if everybody decided, for example, I'm not going to pay rent, I'm not going to pay parking tickets, or using boycotting, for example, they would have better results. But like I had expressed before, that we live in a microwave society and very materialistic society that we can't go without. That's why a lot of these things keep happening. Because
Because then nobody's doing anything. And I noticed, like when I grew up, I'm a little younger than you. I mean, older
much.
than you. I know I'm older than you. I'm just being small. And people got out and boycott like in the 60s, and people came and marched, and people walked out. People are so afraid to do anything now, and that's why their condition doesn't change.
Right.
Because they're too afraid. It's the same thing in the public school system, and I always talk about that. Everybody in the public school system needs to walk out. I mean, everybody, all the subs, all the teachers, all the aides, just a massive, just stick out, just walk out for a week. And that's the only way you're going to see change. Yeah, I said it. And they need to do it, but people are so afraid to do it. But then they're miserable, and they're not going to see a change until they come together and do it, because things happen when you have a whole group, when you have massive people doing it.
Absolutely. But the same people that don't like, their jobs, not just in the school system, period, everybody is big on gossip. Everybody likes to feel bad at the same time. Everybody likes to almost be in that nook of, feeling bad when, if they really want to do something about it, you're going to do something about it.
And they don't, so.
Right, definitely. I mean, who I really feel bad for is the children, because they don't necessarily have a say. I'm a firm believer in what's the I lost me for a minute, in homeschooling, but I also like the social aspect of public schools and just regular schools itself. But like I'm always say, it definitely starts from home. How many of us really have libraries at home? How many of us actually read? And I'm not talking about downloading something from like an iCloud or something like that. I'm talking about a tangible book where you can go back to and you reference. And no one's holding our children accountable, children or parents accountable for. Everybody wants to just say, oh, you go ahead and eat at the table by yourself, or this and that. Even if you grew up in a single family home, because, for the second half of my life, after my parents' divorce, I grew up in a single family home, but I had a strong mother, and my love for my mother also made me want to do better. That's not saying I didn't, get into regular trouble like everyone else, but, I also was afraid of my mother. My mother.
Yeah, but these kids, that's a problem too. A lot of them have no fear.
Yeah, they don't have any fear.
Parents are scared of their kids, their children.
Mothers are, still wearing stilettos trying to go to the club when, you have a 6-month-old baby. I'm not against you going out to have fun, but your priority is that child. Your priority is that child. Your fun should be that child. All of the regrets and heartaches that you've had from your parents not being around, you change that out. You change that around for your parents, on your children.
And they do, because I remember one time I was working at a school, and this guy's parent, his mother came to school, and she looked like she had just came from the pole to the school, and that's just how she looked. She was dressed. She looked like she just got off the pole, came to the school. So.
Well, listen, I'm even happy that she came to the school.
She did come.
Most of these parents don't even show up, so But I'm definitely optimistic about the change of our planet, and I could definitely feel it. And I know the Most High is working. He didn't build this enormous, thing called
Universe.
life that we
Life.
lived in. It's just for us, for us, 80 to 100 years seems like a lifetime, but to the Most High, it's nothing. And I know that once we decide as a collective to do better, then the Most High is definitely going to aid us to do better. You know what I mean? If not, just like cancer, the planet is going to rid its cancerous cells, which could be human beings. Yes.
So what is your suggestion? What do you suggest to someone who might want to go in real estate? If, say you were talking to me and I was 16 and I was like, I'm thinking about doing real estate, what would you do to encourage me to?
I would tell you to educate yourself as much as you can about it. I wouldn't necessarily box you in as far as telling you to become a realtor or to become an appraiser or an inspector. I'm none of those things, and that's probably what makes me most successful, because my mind is very flexible and realizing different opportunities that's at hand. I make money off the mortgages, I make money off the sale of properties, rehabbing the properties. So I would say learn every aspect as you that you can, and then see which way you want to go.
And that's for whatever business you're in.
That's for whatever business that you're in. I'm a venture capitalist, I would say, by nature, so I'm able to realize money just in this table right here. I don't see it. And sometimes that makes it hard for me to enjoy, going out, because I'll go in, or I'll go into a country or a different state, and where I'm supposed to be having fun, I'll look at an opportunity or look at that storefront, let me rent that out. So
your mind is always working.
It's always working.
It is, but you have a beautiful place here.
Thank you very
La
much.
Rouge.
972 Broad Street, Newark, New Jersey, 07102.
Okay. So you said you're available for private parties. I'm going to take some pictures and I'm going to show, so I can show people what a beautiful place. Who came up with the decor?
I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, you said you're Haitian. Were you born?
No, I was born here.
You were born here. Okay.
I have a lot of Haitian art here. You see, I got my Haitian books, the Haitian woman that's painted there. Yeah, definitely. Plus, I'm Haitian.
Okay. But it's a beautiful decor. And when I thought of the Rouge, the first thing I thought about was Moulin Rouge.
That's right, and that kind of got that whole concept. That's one of my favorite movies and concepts. I love the burlesque and things like that. It's very classy, sexy but classy.
It is.
And renovations is still underway. I'm still not finished. It's just that
it takes time.
It takes time, and everyone was like, it should be open. It should be open. So it definitely has a lot more to come and a whole lot more to offer.
Okay. Did you do the paintings yourself? Some of them?
No, it was an artist named Greg. I will get you guys his last name. He does phenomenal work. I want a piece of anything you bring in, Greg. Yeah, that's it. I'm definitely happy that you found me interesting enough to interview.
Well, Newark is coming up. I know they just built the hotel down the street, finally open.
Yes, the Indigo Hotel.
Indigo Hotel. And so it's a lot of activities. There's a lot of things going on here. So hopefully we'll see this big renaissance and things will come up. And then next time I come, I'm going to have a big plate of food, because I like to eat. I'm glad that you invited me.
Oh,
and I wish you much success.
Thank you very
Quite
much.
the entrepreneur.
I
learned more things about you today
Oh.
than I did from my first meeting when we talked.
Definitely.
So,
Well, I wish you much success on your show.
thank you. And I wish you much success here. Maybe this might be a venue where Kim will shoot more shows.
I would love that.
But I want to thank everybody for watching Kim's Corner. I'll see you next time.
Fabulous.